Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. The Artisan movement is growing. And I've been saying a lot of stuff about the Artisan movement, but I'm going to tell you what. You got to recognize where the future is going, where the economy is going. And, especially in places where there's a lack of manufacturing, you got big box stores going out of business like crazy. And then people, see, understand something with a business. Any business is about providing service to people, whether it's providing them with products that they want or services that they want. People are increasingly wanting the more artisan type of stuff. Everything from soaps to breads. They want the handmade stuff more. And yeah, I know there's all this talk about automation and stuff, and that's going to have a place. But if you have a growing amount of people who want the handmade stuff and who will pay for it, and then there's even a political element to it, because there's many people, they want to empower economically people in poorer places who can hand make stuff. It's going to grow. People are going to make money for it. Like, I use the example of soap. I'm big on buying handmade soaps. I am very big on it. I won't even buy the same type, or I just like it. I just feel good when I use it. Now, I'll still get like some store packs or something, but I notice it lasts a bit longer because I don't really use it like that. That's more for my sons. I just haven't got them onto handmade soaps yet. But it's something. It's something there. I mean, it could be something as simple as baskets and anything. People want that. They want that. They want that connection, especially if they're getting some from artists. Like the brooms. The broom that I have, it's actually an artisan-made broom. I actually bought it at an artist festival, outdoor artist festival. But the brooms, they were selling like crazy. People like that. It's growing because people want that. They want that more personal feeling, because it's not talked about as much. And of course, the media is not going to advertise it because they basically paid for, or they make their money off of the corporations, like these corporations out here. But a lot of people, they going away from, they want the handmade jewelry. In fact, I know of, I follow a few jewelry makers on IG, and that's big. I talked about that before in here. But people want that more personalized touch. I have jewelry that was made personally for me. And that's very important. That's very important. People getting into it. The bottom line is the movement is growing because of that. And it's something always to look into. Let me say that again. It's always something to look into. I've talked about it several times before, but I want y'all to really think about it. Because they say you have whatever, and people just want to buy it. Especially you have more artisan markets popping up. People vending even more, especially with the job situation. Like, there's always talk about unemployment, who's not working, but what's not talked about how many vendors are popping up. Like, there's some vending market, like event planners and stuff that I follow on IG. And they be I'll be looking at some of the people they're featuring, some of the pictures they have, and these be some crowded places. They're making vending into like shows now. And I'll probably do a video about that, but they're making like the vendors markets interesting. More people going there. I'm definitely going to get some soap. Haven't found a good shampoo yet, handmade shampoo yet. But somebody probably has something. I just haven't found it yet, but I know it's something is there. So it's very important. It's very important to really look at it, not just from whether or not you can make money, or whether you want to buy something, but the whole thing. You got to look at the whole picture. See, one thing in any economy, anything that's like making money, you don't just look at it like the businesses. Look at who's supporting those businesses, who's bringing those businesses up. That's the key thing. Who's going to spend the money. You got to look at the demographics and what does it mean. Like, if you have a bunch of people, like, let me use the soap example. If you have a critical mass of people who will prefer to buy handmade soaps, that's going to affect the bottom line of some companies. maybe the smaller companies, especially, maybe not the larger, big global conglomerates, but on a smaller scale, it could affect something, or it could affect something in a local area. Like say with breads, you know, you got the regular supermarket selling breads, but then what if you have a bunch of artisan bread makers in that area? And then you also got, you also got really artisan beers and everything. It's like, that starts affecting people, but it also empowers people economically. Because if in any artisan business, as long as you're not trying to be some millionaire or billionaire, you can make a lot of money. There's quite a few like maybe smaller type of businesses that are at least bringing in 6 figures, not just for the business, but also the owner of it. And especially if it's a sole proprietorship, it's pretty much the same thing. And just real quick, if you get a sole proprietor, I know some people are worried about insurance or something like that. They got insurances for that. But that's another conversation. I stick mostly to the, the mindset. So if you look at the mindset of this whole artisan movement, is growth, the people who are supporting it, the people who are making things. It's something to really consider, especially when you have, I just saw a list the other week of all of these like major brick and mortar large stores going out of business. But they still have stuff in there that people wanted. They still have stuff. But the thing is, people, it's just more people, more and more people. They'll say, hey, let me hit this festival. Let me hit this festival. Let me go to this vendor's market. And part of that is just saving some money. That's the beauty of it, because, I talked about like the vendors marketplaces. Like you can start off something with relatively cheap rent. But if they not paying as much for rent, because a lot of times when they charge you a lot of money for any product, they part of it is just to make their rent. But if they don't have to charge as much, they don't have to charge you as much. And then that savings is actually passed on to you. And you can still make money. If you're on the business side, you still make money because you got the customers. So it's very important to think about, something to really look at, and something to pay attention to, because especially the artisan movement, that's something I'm going to be paying close attention to. And that's just because I want some soaps, but just the overall thing. Because even in the next episode, I'm going to get into something that you could actually make money at compared, having a word fart. That is also a business opportunity created by this artisan movement. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted to say, but I had a word fart, so I was like, okay. But anyway, until the next episode, y'all know what to do. Let's go make that money.